Welcome to Call Me Boss. Today we're discussing one of the most complex stories of our time, the Russia-Ukraine War. This conflict is not only a military battle, it has become a battle of technology, economics, diplomacy, and perhaps the most powerful battlefield of the modern era, information. In the past, wars were mainly fought on physical battlefields. Today, they are also fought inside your phone. Every day, millions of people scroll through news, videos, opinions, and breaking updates. The challenge is not only finding information, the challenge is finding the truth. Because the modern internet is full of everything. Real journalism, analysis, rumors, propaganda, fake accounts, and bots. Sometimes you open social media for 5 minutes and somehow you leave with the feeling that you have attended a 3-hour international security conference. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone is an expert. Someone watches one video and becomes a military analyst. Someone reads one headline and becomes a political professor. The internet gave everyone a microphone. The problem is not everyone checks the script. One of the most interesting parts of modern information warfare is the rise of bots. Bots are digital actors that can spread messages, repeat narratives, and create the appearance of popularity. And bots are strange creatures. They don't sleep. They don't need coffee. They never complain about Monday mornings. Honestly, if humans had the energy of some bots, productivity companies would become billion-dollar industries overnight. You see an account posting hundreds of political comments every day. At first you think, wow, this person is extremely dedicated. Then you think, wait, nobody has this much free time. Maybe it's not a person. Maybe it's a computer with an internet connection and a very serious opinion. The funniest part is when people spend hours arguing with these accounts. They write long messages, they collect evidence, they prepare perfect arguments, and then they discover they were not debating a human being, they were debating a server somewhere. That is a very modern experience. The Russia-Ukraine war has shown how important information has become. A story can travel across the world in seconds. A rumor can become viral before anyone checks whether it is true. Sometimes the internet moves so fast that by the time the truth arrives, everyone has already moved to the next controversy. It is like trying to stop a train while the train is already in another country. Technology has completely changed the way conflicts are understood. Artificial intelligence, satellites, cyber operations, drones, and advanced analysis systems are now part of modern warfare. Someone from the 1980s arriving today would probably think, this is a science fiction movie. Then they would open social media and say, actually, maybe the future is a little too complicated. Because the future brought amazing inventions, and also millions of people arguing with strangers at midnight. Another challenge is prediction. Experts study events and make forecasts, but reality often moves faster than predictions. An analyst says, the situation looks stable. One day later, everything changes. Then the same analyst appears again and explains why the unexpected event was actually expected. It is a very impressive skill, almost like someone saying, I knew my phone would fall. After it already fell, the world is complicated. No person has all the information. That is why critical thinking matters. When you see breaking, pause. When you see, nobody wants you to know this, pause. When an account with a suspicious profile picture claims to know every secret on Earth, definitely pause. The most valuable skill today is not speaking louder. It is thinking better. The Russia-Ukraine war reminds us that information itself has power. Attention is valuable. Trust is valuable. Facts are valuable. And in a world full of noise, the ability to separate reality from fiction is becoming one of the most important skills. Because sometimes the biggest victory online is not winning an argument. It is discovering that you were actually talking to a real person. Thank you for listening. Stay informed, stay curious, verify your sources, and remember, if an account has posted hundreds of political comments before lunch, either they are the most productive person on Earth, or the internet has created its hardest working bot.